Morning, everybody. Today, what we are looking at is just a review day. We've been looking at radical equations and kind of the more advanced radical equations, and we're just going to do a couple of those today, give you kind of a review assignment, and then tomorrow is your assessment on it. So you just need to jump into that. So this is all stuff that you've done before. We're just going to do a couple problems of each. The first one is actually the one that we've done more recently. We'll go with that. Looking at a problem with the radical that is on both sides. Everything's underneath the radical, so the radicals are all already by themselves. So all we need to do here is square both sides. And after squaring both sides, if we take the square root of something and then square it, we just get that thing. Very similarly, if we divide by 8 and then multiply that by 8, we're back where we started. Okay, so we're back where we started here at the 3x plus 1 equals 5x plus 7. Then we just need to get our terms together. I'm going to subtract a 3x because then I have a positive 2x, and I'd rather keep my variables positive when I can. So I like to subtract the smaller one. So 2x. I'll also need to subtract a 7 from both sides. I'll get negative 6. Divide both sides by 2. And negative 3 equals x. And that's it for that problem. Let me give you one to do, just make sure that you've got that down, and then we'll move on to the other type of problem. Square root of 4x minus 7 equals the square root of, let's say, 6x plus 9. Good chance you're getting a fraction on this one. But go ahead and go. All right, looking at this, we've got radicals on both sides. The radicals are by themselves, so we can just jump into squaring everything. If you take the square root of something and then square it, you end up where you started. 6x plus 9. Again, I like to subtract my 4x because then I get a positive variable term. I want to get everything else on the other side then, so subtract 9, and you do not get a fraction. Divide both sides by 2. And negative 8 equals x. So that is that problem. The other style problem, let me pause for just a second while I look for one. All right, we're going to try and tackle the square root, and these questions are trickier now, of 12x plus 1 equals x plus 3. Now, the radical's by itself, where we don't have a radical on the other side, so that means we're going to have to spend some time foiling. So there are a few steps to this problem. That's totally doable. We got this. We're going to take both sides and square them. And you're going to square the entire right side. So you got to grab that whole piece over there, okay? The left side's easy. The square root of something squared is just 12x plus 1. But over here, we're going to have to FOIL. Remember, squaring is the same as multiplying it by itself, so we're just going to multiply it by itself here. X times x is x squared plus 3x plus 3x plus 9. We'll combine our like terms, and x squared plus 6x plus 9. Now remember, from all that factoring that we did, in order to solve this, we've got to have everything equal to 0. So we're going to subtract 12x and subtract a 1. So 0 equals x squared minus 6x plus 8. Because we subtracted a 12x, so 6 minus 12 is negative 6. We're subtracting a 1, and 9 minus 1 is 8. Okay? Then, after we have FOILed and we have combined things. Now we have to factor and split it back up. But because we've added these terms, when we factor, we're not going to end up with x plus 3, x plus 3. Okay? So we need to look at what are my factors of 8. We've got 1 and 8, 2 and 4, and that's the list. So what combination will give me negative 6? I need a negative 2 and a negative 4. Okay? Because negative 2 times negative 4 gives me a positive 8. And negative 2 minus 4 gives me that negative 6. Okay? So you add or subtract to get this term. And over here, you multiply. Okay? Looking at this, what minus 2 equals 0? We're going to set up two equations. X minus 2 equals 0 and x minus 4 equals 0. So x will equal 2 or 4. Okay, let me give you a problem, and then we'll be good to go. Why don't you practice the square root of 3x plus 22. Remember, this is all the square root side, so it's not going to get too ugly over there. Equals, and we'll go with x minus 2. Go. All right, taking a look. Radical is by itself, so we're going to square the radical. And we're going to square the whole other side. The square root of something squared will give me that thing. Equals x minus 2 times x minus 2. X squared minus 2x minus 2x plus 4. We'll combine our like terms. X squared minus 4x plus 4. Then we got to take everything over here and get it over here. So we'll subtract a 3x and subtract 22. X squared. 4 minus 3 will give me a negative 7x. 4 minus 22 will give me a negative 18. And set that equal to 0. Then we got a factor. Factors of 18. 1 and 18. 2 and 9. 3 and 6. And I believe that's all. Which combination can give me 7? I like this 2 and this 9. But we need a negative 7, so that'll be a plus 2 minus 9. Okay, looking at this. Positive 2 minus 9 is negative 7. Positive 2 times negative 9 gives me that negative 18. So that's what I'm looking for. We're going to set up two equations. X plus 2 equals 0. X minus 9 equals 0. And x will equal either negative 2 or positive 9. Just review today, only a handful of questions. Make sure that as soon as you are done with the homework today, you are scheduling an assessment with me so that I can see you do some of this stuff, and then you're ready to rock and roll. I will see all of you at the interviews, and if not before then on Wednesday.